Today we will discuss fusion splicing basics when terminating the Leviton's FASTSPLICE splice-on connector. Splicing is quite simple and repeatable with proper setup, preparation, and maintenance. In this video we will discuss basic fusion splicer theory, fusion splicer setup, maintenance, fusion splice programs and settings, heater programs and settings, what to do before you splice, splicing, and troubleshooting. All fusion splicers operate in the same basic manner. Bare fibers are prepared, cleaned, and placed opposite each other in direct line with a pair of electrodes. When electrically arced, the electrodes quickly heat and melt each fiber optic glass and protective cladding, and the two separate units are fused into one. Fusion splicers require two basic functions. The process of fusion splicing, and after fusion splicing is complete, an ability to protect the bare fiber or group of fibers via installation of a protecting sleeve that is heated and shrunk over the splice area. Most fusion splicers also include mechanical or thermal stripping and cleaving devices. These are available as either separate tools or all-in-one on the unit. Maintaining a fusion splicer is easy, but very critical to getting consistent low-loss results. Many devices include some level of self-monitoring and user notifications. The user manual for each model will vary but provide recommended steps and cycles. These maintenance steps include cleaning of mirrors, lenses, fiber alignment grooves or V-grooves, pads, clamp surfaces using 99% isopropyl alcohol, cleaning pads, blades, and grooves of fiber cleaving and stripping devices, monitoring and the replacement of electrodes. Note, most manufacturers do not recommend cleaning electrodes with any cleaning fluid. Monitoring of DC battery life, intermittent performing of fusion splicer self-diagnostic tests, updating device software when available, and following the manufacturer's authorized service schedules. Leviton has provided common splice mode and heater mode selections on supported models in FASTSPLICE instruction sheets and on the website product pages. The first setting that is required prior to fusion splicing is selecting or creating a splice mode or program. All splice mode selections will be categorized by single mode or multi-mode fiber types. Selecting an auto mode is typically sufficient, although some fibers, such as ITU-T standard specific constructions, may require a specialty mode. Some splicing units may require a splicing mode specifically for splice-on connectors. These settings adjust the preset motor positions to allow for specific cleave lengths. Selecting the correct heater mode is critical to get consistent reduction of the protective splice sleeve over the fused fiber joint. Consult the FASTSPLICE instruction sheet for specific pre-saved or custom modes by manufacturer and model. Modifications can be made to a mode to correct under or overheated splices. It is recommended to adjust heat duration time as opposed to increasing the heating temperature to minimize damage to other components such as cable jacket, ferrule lanyard, or connector assembly. Performing regular arc calibrations is best practice to ensure that the electrical arc discharge that occurs between fibers is consistent, centered, and at both a correct and constant power level and temperature during each splice. Arc calibrations should occur at the start of each splicing session, before using all non-auto modes, which varies by manufacturer, periodically to account for natural electrode wear, when splice results consistently drift to higher loss values, and during significant environmental changes in ambient temperature, humidity, or atmospheric pressure. Monitoring the splicing process will ensure that the pre-arc steps provide the best conditions of the two fibers. While minor debris is removed and motors make final adjustments in the X, Y, and in some units Z axis of the fibers, there are a few steps that can be made to ensure successful termination. Make sure any fiber curvature is positioned downward in a fiber holder. This will provide the best alignment of fiber throughout the cleaving and splicing process. Do not reseat fibers in the fiber holder unless fiber is inadvertently moved or the interface prompts you to do so. If fibers appear misaligned, cancel the splice process by exiting via the touchscreen or with function buttons, or open the wind protector prior to execution of the arc. This will remove the possibility of making a splice-on connector ferrule assembly unusable. Most fusion splicers provide immediate error response that indicates specific issues with the splicing process. User manuals provide model-specific troubleshooting matrices. These error notifications can include poor fiber alignment, motor travel issues, cleave angle, fiber mismatch, and high loss. If fiber alignment, interrupted arc discharges, or other error prompts persist when terminating splice-on connectors, consult and follow the troubleshooting content provided by the splicer manufacturer. Another step is to attempt to splice two raw pieces of fiber together to eliminate cleave length or motor travel issues. Splicer functionality issues should be escalated to the manufacturer. If all troubleshooting efforts are exhausted, reach out to Leviton technical support for assistance. Learn more about the Leviton Splice-on connector family of products at leviton.com/FASTSPLICE.